3 things to think about when recording. Number 1. Is the sound source good enough to record? This is something you're going to be capturing, so is it something you actually want to capture? It's easy to think that you need an acoustic guitar on this track, but has the acoustic guitar got fresh strings on it? Is it in tune? Will the person be playing it do a good job? These are things that you'll need to think about, otherwise how do you expect to get that recording that you need? That being said, you might want to go for the rugged approach. Say you want that old battered piano sound, but what you have is a pristine, well looked after one. How do you expect to get that sound? So maybe your friend who can strum a couple of chords but can't keep the thing in tune can play that old battered guitar with old strings on it after all. Number 2, where will it go in the mix? It's worth taking the time at the recording stage to think about where the instrument might go in the mix. For example, if you want the instrument far away in the depth of field, why not record it that way? It saves you a job later on with pulling down the fader and slapping on a reverb plugin. Also, if you want that sound to be small or thin in the mix, choosing to record it with that really nice large diaphragm mic you've got might not be doing you favours in the long run. That being said, if you want to change your mind, it's easier to make a thicker sound thinner than it is to make a thinner sound thicker. It depends how much you want to commit to your ideas. Number 3. Is the gain set right? It's so common to think that you need the gain control set just before it starts clipping. However, I beg to differ. What happens if that drummer just gets a little bit excited, as drummers often do, and suddenly whacks that snare drum really loud? That's potentially your drum tracks peaking and your DAW lighting up like a Christmas tree. Or what if nothing peaks in your mix, but you decide to whack a compressor on later or something, and then there's nowhere for your level to rise and your master fader isn't liking it? Of course, I'm talking about headroom here. If you set the gain lower so that if these problems occur, well, they shouldn't occur because you've set the gain lower. I often find around about minus 12 dB to 10 dB works a treat. But this is assuming, of course, that you're working in a DAW. If you're working in the analog world, set that baby however you like, because if it distorts, it'll sound great. In my opinion, anyway. Well, I hope that has given you some food for thought. Of course, there are no hard and fast rules with recording music, but hopefully these 3 tips will have helped you make some more accurate choices in what you're going for. Thank you very much for listening and watching. If you liked this video, feel free to give it a like and a subscribe. Alternatively, you can check out the links in the description below.